Voters are more learned, well-read, more exposure. So why is it that the urban voter is going for the BJP, and especially in Northern India, I would say?
I think that's a generalization, because if you look at the basic facts are that 20% of the Indian population is better off in the last 10 years. A lot of that 20% is in the cities, and they're the ones who are happy to vote for Mr. Modi again. For the rest, I would say that in the cities there's also an underclass, lower middle class, salaried people, daily wage workers, and for them, there is very little to enthuse them about Mr. Modi. There's also, let's face it, a certain core Hindutva vote that Mr. Modi has, and which the BJP has, and that certain core Hindutva vote, has never exceeded much more than 20%. But what Mr. Modi got in 2014 was an extra bonus for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. I am the CEO of Gujarat, I will bring that kind of change to this country. So that narrative failed and collapsed because of demonetization, the botched rollout of GST, all the economic setbacks, unemployment, suffering by individuals. But then in 2019, he transformed the election. Instead of a referendum on his economic failures, it became an election on national security. Then, as I pointed out earlier, national security is no longer a viable subject to run on when the Chinese have humiliated you on the border and you have no answer to them. So then he's tried to run this election on Hindu Hriday Samrat, which brings them back full circle because the limits of that kind of appeal have already been reached. There are no new additional votes coming because of Ram Mandir than the votes you've already got. So that is where Mr. Modi's problem lies, that they have lost control of the narrative because they have no new thing to sell. They can't sell development, they can't sell national security. And so what they're doing now, once again, is trying to polarize the electorate with this incredibly inflammatory language against one community in particular, which truly is unworthy of a prime minister. One would never have thought that we would hear from the lips of a prime minister of India the kind of language that we've heard from Mr. Modi in the last 3-4 weeks.
Let us do a supposition. Let us imagine that there will be NDA 3. We know Modi is already being projected as a cult. So,
as a cult or as a divine figure?
Yeah, right. So this time he's played up with, Hindutva and temples issue and all. So do you think he'll make his own temples? I mean,
I really wonder because you've seen politics being brought into the temple with Mr. Modi doing the Pran Pratishtha. Now all that remains is for the temple to be brought to the politician. But I think I won't go beyond that because honestly, I think all of these questions will turn out to be academic on the 4th of June when Mr. Modi realizes he doesn't have a majority. And I think that frankly, the nation is ready for a change. Wherever I go, I talk to a very big cross-section of people. I've been to a dozen states, and I can tell you that, and more than a dozen states, and I can tell you that right across, there is a sense of weariness and fatigue with this government and the need for a change.
Just one more question, not politics. You've been a juggler of words.
I've been a
juggler with words.
If you say so, all right.
Yeah. And one favorite word of yours?
One favorite word of mine is defenestrate, which means literally to throw out of the window. But that's because I think the time has come to defenestrate the BJP government from Delhi.
How do you spell it?
DEFENESTRATE. Okay.